Hey guys, um today is 9/11 and I'm doing this video kind of late, but just wanted to make a video about where I was on 9/11 13 years ago. Wow, it's been 13 years. I was in elementary school, 5th grade. I remember that I was going from reading class to history, and my history teacher, for some reason, had the TV on, and all I saw on the TV was smoke. I remember the teacher called the principal to see if they could show us what was going on, and the principal said no. But I definitely knew that something had happened in New York, which is where my aunt works. All I knew is that she worked in New York. Didn't know if she worked in New York City or not. She doesn't. She didn't. But I was scared. When I got home, all I remember is everyone was looking at the TV. My cousin had a huge TV, and all we saw on the TV was smoke coming out of a tower. And as some of you know, I'm from Colombia, and we definitely knew what the World Trade Center was. It's an iconic thing for the US, or it was, still is. I remember me being really scared for my aunt. I have this picture in my head, me being underneath the kitchen table, being scared. I was in 5th grade, and someone told me that she didn't work in New York City. And I calmed down a little bit, but it was still really shocking to see the smoke. That's all I really remember seeing. I know that after that I saw the plane hitting the World Trade Center, but in that moment all I remember that I saw was the smoke. It was really shocking. And after that, I remember seeing on the news what had happened, and the ground zero. It was shocking to see how there was so much dust on top of everything. I don't know if it was dust. I really don't know. It's the remains of the World Trade Center. And also seeing the aftermath. I mean, I had seen, like, what earthquakes did, and that people would sometimes call from underneath a building because of an earthquake that demolished the building, and being able to find people afterwards. But the World Trade Center was so big, and trying to find people, and actually finding some, I believe, but not finding a lot of them. And then I remember that it was also so shocking that they knew who it was right away. That really shocked me also. Then the Pentagon and the fourth plane, which I believe it was in Pennsylvania, but I could be mistaken. I was scared. I knew that I wasn't gonna fly for a while, so that part didn't scare me as much. But I was scared, especially since here in Richmond we're close. I mean, we're not next to, but we're close to a military base, and then there's also a military base with weapons on them. just weird knowing that we have a possibility of getting like a terrorist attack, and then also being really close to DC. I mean, we're only 2 hours away by car. Then today I actually read an interview that they had with one of the fighter pilots um, that got scrambled to take down flight United 93, I believe it was. And what they told her was, you need to take that plane down. She didn't have any weapons. She didn't have any bullets, any missiles, anything. So the way that she needed to take that plane down was by taking her own plane down, crashing onto the other plane, which gave me goosebumps. And then after she got in the air, she found out that the passengers in that plane had done what her orders were. They had taken down the plane by themselves. Which, me saying that gave me goosebumps. Some people don't understand how big it is, at least for me. I wasn't born in the US, but I've lived most of my life in the US. I've lived through that. I was here when it happened. Again, I'm getting goosebumps. Some people I've heard say that it is not that important. In my mind it is. And I thank all the firefighters and police officers and EMTs that went over there and that gave their lives that day. Also, those two fighter pilots that scrambled to get into the air didn't have any weapons, and they knew that it was a suicide mission, pretty much. Thank you for it. Because of that, I can leave here in the US freely. I want to give a moment of silence to those people who died. So, in the comments below, let me know what you were doing on September 11th, 2001, when you heard the news.